Jayhawks instant reaction live here from Allen Fieldhouse, Spencer Lee. First time checking out the KU men's basketball team, and chose a good game to do it, as it was a get-right game for KU after their loss on Saturday. They bounced back 83-54 victors over Oklahoma State. It was a 5-person double-figure performance. So all 5 starters get into double figures, led by Hunter Dickinson Jr. with a double-double tonight. 16 points and 11 boards for Dickinson, and they played this game without Kevin McCullough Jr. He was a late scratch to the lineup. Did not come out for the second set of warm-ups, and there you go. A big win for KU over OSU, and it wasn't even close. It was 44-26 at halftime, and it just dangled around that score until probably dangled around a 18-point lead for KU, probably until around 7-8 minutes left in the contest, and it was a nearly 30-point victory, 29 to be exact tonight for KU, as they get back in the win column before Saturday's home contest against a top few ranked Houston team, as it will be a big contest here in Allen Fieldhouse on Saturday. We will have you covered for that one. I believe Dan Lucero will be here for that game, but let's break this one down here. Hunter Dickinson, the double-double with 16 points and 11 rebounds. He had 2 assists on the night. This game wasn't even close from the beginning. KU led wire to wire in this one, and shooting the lights out of the ball really as well. They went 34-59 from the field. That's good for 58%. Oklahoma State only 29%, 17 of 58. And then you go down to three-point shooting. 8 for 18 night for KU. That's good for 44%. OSU only able to get 28%. They also only made 8 shots, but shot 29. A free throw percentage good for KU. 7 of 9 from the charity stripe. It was a 12 of 19 night for OSU from the charity stripe, 63%. Both teams 10 turnovers, points off turnovers for Oklahoma State, 12-9. They took the lead, but total rebounds. It was a great rebounding game for KU tonight. 41-8 rebounded OSU. 36-21 was on the defensive side of the ball, as Dickinson really led the way with 11 boards. There was 6 boards apiece for Braun and Timberlake off the bench. It was a good all-around game for KU tonight. A team that we see lacks depth at times this season, but with Kevin McCullough out, it was no problem. 16 points for Hunter Dickinson, as I just mentioned, double-double, 11 rebounds. Juwan Harris Jr., 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. He had 3 boards and 7 assists to go along with that. Johnny Furphy, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Now Marco Jackson, 10 points on the night, 4 of 8, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. He had himself 2 rebounds. And then it was KJ Adams Jr. with 16 points as well on the night. So 2 guys with 16 points. KJ Adams goes 7 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. He added 6 assists in this one. It just seemed like a great overall game for KU against a struggling Oklahoma State team. There's not much else to say about it, honestly, folks. It was just a get-right game for Kansas, as they dropped 1 this week in the AP poll. But as we talked about on 580 Sports Talk, that's kind of just name recognition. They probably should have dropped out of the top 10 for the time being. But a great win for them tonight. They were able to put up 44 in the first and 39 in the second, to total for 83 tonight, while they held Oklahoma State 26 in the first and 28 in the second. Let's go down some more stats from tonight's game. It was, as I mentioned, 36-21 on the boards defensively, and Oklahoma State got the edge 9-5 on the offensive side, but it doesn't matter because 41-30 was the total rebounding in favor of the Jayhawks. Both teams 2 second chance points apiece. Bench points pretty much even. Oklahoma State had 19, but that's something that we see as 18 for Kansas because not a lot of guys come off the bench, but tonight they did. Timberlake had 7 off the bench. McDowell had 6 off the bench. Jonovich had 3 off the bench, and Evers had 2 off the bench. Obviously, those came late into the ball game when the game was well in hand, and Coach Bill Self took out most of his starters. When you look at points in the paint, it's 44 points to 14 for Kansas in this one as they just dominated down in the paint. Saw a lot of alley-oops, a lot of dunks. It was just a fun night to be here at the Fieldhouse. Fast break points, Kansas with the edge, 15-7. Kansas also has 4 blocks, and they edge OSU in the steals category, 7-6. But the big one, assists, 22 assists to just 8. 22 assists to just 8. Kansas just completely dominating this one in dominating fashion, as I mentioned. 83-54, and great night for KU as they needed this one to get back in the win column before a big game on Saturday against Houston right here in the Fieldhouse. As once again, Kansas 83, Oklahoma State 54. Dickinson led the way with a double-double, 16 points, 11 boards. And KJ Adams Jr. also had 16, going 7 of 7 from the field with 6 assists. Also can't forget, Braun Timberlake had 6 rebounds off the bench. But DeJuan Harris Jr., 12 points. Johnny Murphy, 11 points. Marco Jackson, 10 points. So obviously we see no Kevin McCullough there, the late scratch tonight. We'll see what Bill Self has to say later on tonight, later on here in the post-game press conference. But overall, it seems to be a great win for Kansas in a get-back game as you look at the Big 12 standings, as they will improve tonight in dominating fashion, 83-54. Obviously, Houston at the top end of the conference, 6-2. Texas Tech 5-2, along with Iowa State. As now everything falls out of place here on my computer. Let me double check that again. Iowa State 5-2. Kansas now 5-3, 17-4 on the season, as Oklahoma State falls to 1-7 in conference play, 9-12 overall. Last in the conference. Kansas making its way back up to the top, where as it usually sits, 17-4 on the season. They are 11-0 on their home court here at Allen Fieldhouse. Going to be a big one on Saturday when they welcome in number 4 Houston. That'll be Saturday at 3 p.m. right here at the Fieldhouse. Dan Lucero will have things covered for you on 580 Sports Talk on Twitter, as well as another post-game instant reaction. Again, Kansas demolishes Oklahoma State 83-54. The Jayhawks proved a 5-3 in the conference get-back game after a tough loss on Saturday to Iowa State. That'll do it here for the Jayhawks Instant Reaction post-game show. I'm Spencer Huisang. So follow us along tomorrow, 2 to 6 on 580 WIBW or on the 580 YouTube channel, as well as Twitter. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.